I'd like to start with a personal story if I have a personal story. So, the brother on your screen right now, I had the opportunity to meet him Easter weekend in 2013. The name of the event was Rum. It was held again in Beckway in St. Vincent. And the brother approached me and said, yo, this is Redymix, right? I said, yeah. He said, my name is Colombian yada, into the DJ scene, yada, just connecting, which I really appreciate because as I was having a conversation with Hans last week, a lot of times entertainers and DJs just feel too big to go and just start up conversation with people, you understand? But he was gracious to come and start a conversation with me. Big up Scratch Master, see as well, 2 years, like Escobar. Yes, Scratch, you see this Escobar here. So anyway, from that meeting, he admitted to me, which I confirmed with Captain John in our interview 2 weeks ago, that when he and John came to play in AM, after Mikey singing myself, he said I was a little bit nervous because that was like the first big weekend that the guys were coming out, but at the same point in time, they held their own and they really did hold their own. And since then, I've seen so much development with the Team Energy Overload team. I've seen so much development with Captain John, but I've also seen development with this brother who has gone on to be one of the main voices, I could say, out of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. He's managed to do so much with his career and his talent. I'm really, really glad that he continued to make steps to make his life better. And I say that especially as the wifey come in. So you see as the wifey come in, and make sure and drop that eye. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Charles Villarreal here. It's Villarreal, right? It's Villarreal, right?
Villarreal, yes.
Villarreal, a.k.a. as Scratch Master say Escobar, a.k.a. Colombian The Voice.
What up?
What is the scene, brother?
It's good enough. It's good. It's good. I feel as if people like us, when I mean people like us, people in the industry, I mean, yes, this COVID-19 thing is affecting the entire planet. I know that. Right. Everybody's being affected. But I feel like people like us, the way that our main thing is to socialize.
But the funny thing about it is
that's what we do.
We have plenty of Vincentians that are going to be tuned into this tonight. And at the point in time, with the greatest crisis in our generation, you will leave St. Vincent, boy. What is that? What is that? How? Waiting for Colombia to reconnect. Right. You're mute. I'm not hearing you.
Are you ready now? We good?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah. So as I said, just at the time of the biggest crisis in the world, and from St. Vincent straight to TO. I mean,
Toronto, Canada. Yes, boy. So for those who didn't realize, I think most people know now, but for those who don't, I immigrated to Canada. Yes, like I landed down. My wife and we landed down, and basically the week after, bam, the world went into crisis, shut down.
So what is the situation like in Toronto right now in terms of COVID-19? What's the situation there?
Currently, I would say that it's thank God. I mean, it's not as big as other countries are being affected in a great proportion. But I think at the moment, Ontario, I think we could say about over 14K cases.
Wow, right.
14,000 cases at the moment. But I mean, we are I want to say, we're in a state of emergency. We're in a kind of a shutdown. I guess you leave your homes only for essentials. You get your pharmacy, you get your supermarket run. Take some driving and stuff. But at the moment, I think Canadians are doing what they're supposed to do. We're just trying to stay home as much as we can, boy. But it is so hard.
Yeah, you made a really good point that as Caribbean people, we are liming, hanging out, going out people. So the fact that we all just stuck inside right now is ridiculous. And this is actually I'm glad I actually have you, because I feel a little bit special too. Because since you left St. Vincent, I'm probably the first person to have you on a live forum like this. So for everybody that was Vincentian, everybody that is Vincentian that did not see Colombian is still alive, he's still here, right? So I feel real glad. I feel good. Now I'll get into the linkage with Toronto. And I actually want to also get into some of your history in terms of how you came up. But I want to backtrack a little bit because I think there's something that's very, very important. And you see how much Vinci flags going up right now in the comments, right?
Yeah, big up.
About 2 weeks ago, not even 2 weeks ago, last week Monday, I believe it was.
Big up,
right?
Amanda, what up?
Last week Monday, I said big up going out to DJ Chris John, who's been doing Club Emotions, right? I've been doing the Club Emotions parties, the online parties for a couple of weeks now as well. You and Captain John did the 420 party. And I literally picked up my phone. I was on Twitter. And it was literally like St. Vincent just went up fire. Because one, at the end of the Club Emotions, if you've never gone to Club Emotions, something wrong with you. So Club Emotions right now is the top party out of St. Vincent. That's the first thing. That's the top online party out of St. Vincent. But second of all, it was like people haven't seen you guys in such a long time on a stage and an event. And to hear both you and John on a show at the point in time, I was on Twitter and the place just went crazy. What did it feel like for you to actually now be back in that kind of zone and that kind of energy with people from St. Vincent and seeing all that love that was coming from St. Vincent?
Well, to be honest, it was overwhelming. I'm gonna say this. It was overwhelming because I came back, like as soon as we finished, my wife Michelle, I said, damn, babes, you know when you stay away from something a bit, and you're like, boy, I wonder if, if I touch back, if I get the same vibe, the same flair. If I'm still, and I'm saying that I moved from the entire country, I know we have a kind of mentality which is out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
But still, it was crazy. It was crazy, and reconnected with Captain John, shelling like that. Because we've been doing it for a good while. It's been a while since we touched a stage together. So it was crazy though. It was a good vibe. It was crazy. It was extremely overwhelming. And no matter what, Vince, you're gonna know that I rep 784, that I rep St. Vincent, that I rep Vinci, no matter where I go in the world, no matter where I'm at, no matter who I'm at, 784, which I know the Colombian name train people off, but yeah.
Yeah. Now, for everybody that's been tuning in, if you have any questions for Colombian as we go along during the conversation, you all can send your comments here in the comment section of Instagram. DJ Sly, I didn't ask him before, but usually he tabulates the questions and sends it to me as well. Or you can actually send the messages and the questions to my personal Instagram, Shomari KRL, and I'll try to get to as many questions as possible, all right? As I say, St. Vincent, you have an extremely interesting history, because even though you're not naturally born Vincentian, it come like you're from St. Vincent. So explain to us the timeline, like where in terms of you coming from where you came from and reaching into St. Vincent and the Grenadines, like how did this happen? So in case, yes, they call you Colombian, but for those that really probably couldn't put two and two together, you're actually Colombian, right?
I'm actually born Colombian. So for for those who might think, oh, cool name, yes, born Colombian, born in Cartagena, Colombia. My mom is Colombian, but my dad is Vincentian. Right. So, basically that. So my dad, went Colombia, met my mom. Hey, look me here. And then after a point, moving back and stuff like that. I gotta say though, my dad is actually from Beckway. My dad is actually from the Grenadines. Right. All right. So of course, having that in my background as well, and then officially moving to St. Vincent. Went to St. Martin Secondary School. Right. And then from there, slowly, I think I got into the music industry because of Alex Barnwell, Kubiashi. Right. Kubiashi. Yeah, that's how I officially got into the music industry, and Skinny Fabulous as well. All right, and it just started from there, being around them, going around them, they're taking me to shows and teaching me certain things of the industry, from Alliance days, and of course, big up Scratch Master. Scratch Master is, of course, one of my mentor and one of the person who guided, especially when it comes to radio presence, announcing, voice. Scratch is that one person we always like, boy. Yeah. When Scratch voiced an ad, you're like, shit. Yeah, you know, he have a stamp of his signature. It is a signature that he's put on it. Correct. You understand? When Scratch opens the radio, and I remember from those Vincent right now, Vincent people who remember, Hot 97 was at KFC Uptown. People would know what I'm talking about, right? Wasn't as prominent as big, but that was when I met Scratch and I met people like Too Cool and Chemical and certain people linked. But then I started on radio at Hits FM. Right? Because for a lot of people who don't know, when I approached Hot 97 for the first time, I didn't get through, boy. They tell me
and for those that probably are not from St. Vincent that are probably asking, Hot 97 is the #1 radio station in St. Vincent of the Grenadines right now, right? And as I say, you approach Hot at first and you didn't get through.
I didn't get through, boy. They said, nah, you ain't ready yet.
Damn.
They say, you ain't ready yet. My voice ain't ready yet. So I said, cool, no problem. I got a call from Hits FM, which is another radio station, which was 97's rival at the time.
Right.
And they gave me a shot. And while I'm there, I do my thing. They said, you know what, we want to pair you up with somebody, somebody who's doing an intern. And then I see this kid walking, as in button-up shirt, inside pants. Button-up shirt, well-groomed, well-dressed, very polite. I said, hey, who's this person? This is like, it's Captain John. The rest is history.
Yeah. And so were you the one that came up with the name Team Energy Overload? How did the name Team Energy Overload actually came about?
I'll say this though. Without really tooting our own horns.
Now you can toot your horn, you can toot.
Twitter. By the way, big up Katoy, big up VIP Picks. I big up my team. That's my team right there. That's my whole team. Twitter was not as big.
Right.
In 2012. It was there, but Twitter was not as prevalent. And this whole thing about WhatsApp wasn't in yet. WhatsApp wasn't no calling and thing. So we decided to, every time we went on air, we had the graveyard shift. We was on at midnight on the radio.
Right.
As a sound system. And we tried to just be different. So we tried to put Twitter into it. You understand? And say, every song, tweet us. What do you want to hear? How can we remix it? And John came up with these crazy remixes and with these crazy sessions that we used to do. And basically, it just went from there. Like, we just had a different approach. When we came out, we were young, we didn't have that much experience, but not having that much experience might have worked to our advantage.
I agree.
And I'll say this because when as a sound system, when you come out on stage, you assess your crowd, you assess what's what.
Right.
You take your time, you build a set, you build a hype, you build a mood. Not me and John. When we just came out, one time.
Prime time was all the time.
When they say, John Colombian, you're next, from the first song to the end, bam. But we didn't have a name yet. We were just us. And people's like, yo, y'all really have an energy, boy. Like, y'all don't slow down. And every DJ try to put I don't want to say a dead segment, but a slow down segment in their set. And we like, nah, we started at we started at 150 BPM and reach 180 if it's possible.
But ironically enough, that's indicative of St. Vincent. Like St. Vincent, for anybody that doesn't understand, because for years people also always say, Shomari, you're not from Trinidad, you're from St. Vincent. But St. Vincent just have a different type of energy, boy. There's a particular energy in St. Vincent that is, it's not matched by any country I've gone to in the region. And I mean, St. Lucia has a particular energy as well, Grenada, Antigua. But there's something about that Vincentian energy that's just different, boy. Something about it. I don't know if it's the breeze. I don't know if it's the music. I don't know. What do you really think it is?
Boy, it's a vibe. It's a vibe on the next level because from, why? From Soca Monat days, and I'm talking from my experience from my experience here. When I moved here, understand? To St. Vincent, when I was able to go out, because my belief and my parents are strict as hell.
So your mom was never big on you going so come on that kind of stuff. Right, okay, good.
I had to say, well, I go and buy, you know, I go and buy a friend, we're going to buy some
Yeah.
and I mean, big man thing, the amount of time we say, boy, I busted from home. When everybody asleep, I out the window, boy. I out the window, we out. And to answer the full question, going to Soca Monarch, you know, when Fireman Hooper was, the Fireman Hooper, you know, is one of the biggest artists of the SVG. And when it comes to his stage performance, his energy, and then seeing people like Problem Child and Skinny Fabulous, as we know, they're soca. I mean, they create really good, groovy soca.
Right.
But we know. Problem, Skinny, Fireman, we know.
We do. Yeah.
And it's power soca. Vincent soca is power
it's
soca.
Power soca, yeah.
You understand? I'm talking 160 up.
Correct.
You understand? Vincent soca is power soca. And Vince just don't care what a range. I mean, I think in a way we could be, you could say we in a way we like Grenadines. You know, Grenadines, boy. Yeah, boy. Grenadines is similar when it comes to the power soca and their fete. And Vince is that kind of people where we'd head to a fete. Like when I was younger, we went to fete, we went to park, and we didn't know the hell we getting home. So we stand up outside waiting for bus at 6 a.m. in the morning after park.
Yeah.
But we because we want to see fire. At that time, Skinny had just won on Soca Monarch as well with Headbad.
Right.
You understand? So Skinny was, you know, for the first time ever, somebody officially to take down Fireman.
Yeah.
It was crazy. As you know, we had the whole flambeau, bacon. You know,
I mean, I agree with you with that. Also, big up Cardo, back to basic, big up yourself, brother.
Big up back to basics.
I will say because I've been to Soca Monarch about 3 different occasions, and I always remember being in Soca Monarch from 10 p.m. and going straight till just before the sun come up. And as I say, it's power and energy down the line for 6-7 hours to the point where if you're not accustomed to it, you'll feel tired, you know. So I was prepped from beforehand, like, yo, if you're coming to this thing, don't come and just be like, nah, I go and sit down now, because energy whole night. It really is energy whole night. It really is.
And you've seen it too. You've seen it where sometimes we have, you know, when we went to Color Fest, remember you go to Color Fest and they say, well, you know, some DJs are going to be performing at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. We think, boy, are they going to be tired? Tired what?
Tired what? Tired what?
Tired what?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. Also, big up my brethren, Selector Kerry, just joining in into live tonight. Just to, like, Kerry!
I want to listen to Kerry, but maybe I shouldn't do it on the live.
As Kerry say, and for anybody again who's not from St. Vincent, coming to a real Vinci Fete is not for the faint at heart. You can't come to a Vinci Fete and say just go and lime up. Oh, no, man. We don't do that. Now, earlier this week I had a conversation with Hans, who works from Boom Champions here in Trinidad and Tobago. Hans and I got into a conversation, the difference between a hype man, a mic man, and an announcer, right? And basically we were saying that the hype man is more for the energy. The mic man could give you, he will give you energy, but at the same point in time, you'll be able to guide the party in a particular way. And the announcer is more polished, right? One of the things I will give you your props about is that you have been able to develop all 3 in your repertoires as I don't want to single it out as one, but all 3 in your repertoire as an entertainer. What do you think for anybody out there right now that wants to get into this, wants to become an announcer, mic man, hype man? What do you think are the keys to really actually being a good announcer, mic man, hype man, or all 3?
When we talk about announcer, you're talking about announcer on stage events, or you're talking about radio?
I'm talking about announcer on stage and on radio, because I do think that from being in radio myself, there needs to be a particular finesse when it comes down to radio that can translate into actually being an announcer on stage, to be able to go on and to burn artists and to sound professional and to be able to have a good handle of the English language, all that kind of stuff. But we also see that there has been a market for hype men who don't have to say much, but can just run on stage and take off a jersey and run up and down and climb up on truss and that kind of stuff. But I do believe that for you to be all three, it takes a particular level of understanding of the art form, which is something that we really want to hit home with group theory, because we are aware that there are many people that want to be either one of those or all three. So what do you think are the keys to actually being a good announcer, mic man, or hype man?
Diction.
Right.
That, to me, that one word is powerful, and the one person who taught me that was Scratch.
Right.
Because it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you're running out. You're going to have, I mean, of course, we DJ to people from different demographic, different backgrounds. You understand? We're going to have the people who want to, and by the way, before I continue, if I could big up Hype Man Patrick. Jeez.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now listen, Hype Man Patrick is that person who would change the entire mood and atmosphere of an event.
Yes, he can.
He resets it. Understand? And I've seen him. I met him for the first time in Crapova about 6 years ago, about 5 years ago. And I said, I don't want to emulate nobody. I don't want to copy nobody. But if it's one person I could get the source of energy, it has to be that person. I say this because, especially for upcoming people, it is very important that you feel comfortable in what you do. Especially because of my background. I saw somebody asking a while ago if I can actually speak Spanish. Yes, it's my first language. I could speak full, fluent Spanish. So, si quieren que hable español, lo puedo hablar como...
Oh God, oh God, oh God. All right.
So, hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Continue.
Yeah. So, I say all of that to say that I never really had an accent per se, because you know my dad is Vincent, and I grew up Colombian, Spanish, then moved to the Caribbean. Then I had a whole mix-up thing, you understand? So I always said, no matter what, I'm gonna speak proper, even if it's on stage. But that's my style. My style, I chose to be energetic and have proper diction, whether it was on radio, whether it was on stage, whether it is in a all-inclusive or in a get to flex. I chose to do that for two reasons. One, that is who I was.
Sorry, back to basics here. Spanish, crash your Wi-Fi. A week. Sorry. Come on, Caro. Come on. Continue. Yeah.
Caro, don't start.
Yeah.
But if I could just take a minute, let me just separate it real quick. I never consider myself a mic man. I don't know why. And if people say, oh, I'm mic man, I said, boy, sometimes mic men just talk too much now.
Yeah.
We need to know the balance. And I feel as if that is something sometimes I check myself. And even with John, like I remember we were DJing a party and Captain John told me, give me a big talk for the next one. I said, brother, you ain't getting nothing. I fed a talk.
Right.
He said, but no, give me a talk. I said, no, John, right now, just let that song play. Because sometimes you're in a fet, in a vibe, and we just talk too much.
Correct.
You understand? And so I've always you know what? Let me try and be me the best that I can. So I go up on stage, or even before, when I'm backstage, I'm very quiet. I'm observing everything. I'm observing the crowd. I'm observing the people by the bar. I'm observing the people at the side, the people right in front of the stage, the people who stand up in the back and look real good and pay all kind of money for the clothes and they want, you know what I mean? So I say, all right, my key is to make people who wants to party but do not want to come out and, these too shy now. If I could get those people to come forward and just, just enjoy myself right now. Get them to forget whatever the hell it is. Then I accomplish what I came in to do. So every time Colombian hit stage, if I'm on stage for 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, I want to do my very best to make you forget your entire world for 2 hours or the time that I'm on stage.
Yeah.
Because we are humans, and I can imagine somebody in the crowd, might be going through a emotional problem, a relationship problem. Somebody might be, something in their personal life not clicking. My job is to make you forget about your personal life for that 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour that I'm on stage.
you know, ironically, you just raised a point, which is something that I want to actually say for everybody in the chat as well, too. And we have a lot of DJs here in the chat that could attest to this. Many times people look at us and see us actually in an event backstage, and they might think, we're Colombian, I saw you backstage, but you look standoffish, I didn't want to approach you because I thought there's a particular way and whatever, whatnot. And that misconception...
I get that 100 times. But
yeah, I think what we would like people to understand is that a lot of times that has been our research period. I know Back to Basic can speak to that, I know Selector Kerry was here can speak to that. That is our research period. That is the time when we sit down and we assess an event, we look at what's happening, we look at the crowd, we try to feel out sometimes the age group, the demographics, what songs they want to hear. We listen to the DJ, well, the majority of the time, we listen to the DJ who plays before so we could understand what direction we could go to. And that itself is a real internal process that many people mistake that for being, well, we feel we day, as Caribbean people like to say that, you know, and it's really not that. That's truth, right?
Yeah, and like somebody just said it there. I was about to say that. DJ Stallion 767. Stallion just said, people sometimes forget it's a job. It's a job. I mean, I don't work a 9 to 5. My job is not in an office. My job is not, you know, my job is on stage. That's my job. I'm being paid to do this. So yes, I'm gonna come, I'm gonna socialize, I'm gonna do what I have to do or whatever. But at the end of the day, my job is to entertain. That's my job. Like most of the time, my friends will tell me as soon as I finish, I come off stage, I going straight home. You know that too.
Yeah, correct.
If I'm on stage from 1 to 2, at 2 or 5, Colombian done home.
Correct.
You know, because especially during carnival times, we got so like 4, 5, 6 events in one day. You know, that's we gotta maintain. I mean, and that's why I always tell people, being a DJ, an artist, an entertainer, it's more than just having the talent. It takes a lot of discipline. You know, it takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of mind work. And one of the people that I'm really happy that I could have worked with, and people like my own DJs, and like people like Captain John, people like DJ Swagger, they're highly, highly disciplined. You know what I mean? Especially John, you know that.
Yeah.
Understand? Big up VIP picks.
Now, one of the things, when I had that conversation with Captain John about 2 weeks ago, and just to let everybody know, I'm currently rendering the video with Captain John. So if you missed that one-on-one conversation, it's going to be on Groove Theory's Facebook page, and it's going to be on YouTube before the end of the week. So that and DJ Puffy will be available by, let's say, Tuesday, Wednesday, in case you want to see those discussions from before. John was mentioning, and a lot of the other DJs mentioned, that we are our own biggest critics. And people think that a lot of times you don't hear what individuals say. Yes, we try to filter out the negative, but at the same point in time, we do take the constructive criticism. Are you the type as well that after finishing a performance that you will go home in your own zone and kind of break it down to see what you could have done better, what was really good, what was really bad? Has there ever been a performance where you went and you came home and it's like, yo, you actually sat down to yourself and say, Charles, boy, tonight not work, you know. Tonight just didn't work, you know.
Hey, I mean, realistically, yeah, man. And I'll tell you, but straight up, team energy overload. I personally, but we have shell and demolish and feds, and the same way we hit. Had some miss.
Yeah.
I mean, now we've had some miss, and having some miss. Maybe I would say maybe me personally, I didn't read the crowd properly. Maybe I expected them to have a different energy, or sometimes we expect our audience to be in a specific mood or vibe without us putting in the work to get them there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I've had times I come out there. I remember one time, a big stage show. Our big dance hall show in St. Vincent. So we came off stage. We were supposed to go on right before the artist.
Right.
We did our thing. It was a vibe, but it wasn't the usual. I came off stage, but I killed my whole mood for the night.
Wow.
It affected it because I feel as if it was a big platform. They put us in that spot because they knew we could have delivered. And let me say, John delivered. John pulled out some huge songs. His set was really good.
Right.
I didn't match his energy, and I was thinking, but what was the reason? Maybe it was me personally. But sometimes we have off days, and sometimes we ourselves have off days, and a lot of things may contribute to it. But once I say, you know what? If you say, it could be two things. You could do one, reset, get ready again, and make sure you impact the next one, or you say, whatever, I don't care, and you continue.
Right.
Doing that, then you don't care about your brand. You don't care about the work you've put in before. You don't care about the audience that you're entertaining.
So for then, those again, because we want to speak to all the young announcers and all the young DJs, what for Colombian is reset? Like, what is the process of resetting?
A good Netflix show. No. I'll tell you. Boy, it might be something as simple as just chill, just, like, for example, I have this thing that I do. Like, I could sit by myself and just think for a good while. And my wife would ask me, I was like, so you just here sitting down for a good while for no reason? And I'm like, yeah, I don't need company to be okay. I'm my own best company, apart from my wife. But
yeah, make sure I put that in there.
Yeah, apart from my wife,
right.
But yeah, like, it could be something as simple as just saying, let me personally just take a time out, take a little time and just chill. You know what I mean?
Right.
Reflecting to me works.
Yeah.
But other people are different ways, listening different music. Sometimes I may listen to album. I love to listen to album, different music, playlists from different. I love to research or come upon underground artists. Like, I have a whole playlist of artists nobody never hear of. Yeah. I'm following them already for years. So then when they bust, people be like, boy, you hear this new artist? Please, I've been listening to them for 5 years now.
Yeah, ironically enough, and this is something I was going to bring up later, but I guess we could segue to that now. That to me is kind of like the story now with a lot of soca artists in the region who now get in that platform regionally with the music. Because we've been, and look, you and I have had this conversation already. I've been in and out of St. Vincent since 2013. And there have been a lot of artists and songs that I've been talking about for years. And I don't think, and for DJs, especially younger DJs, because a lot of guys asked me, like, how do you end up knowing the songs from other places and linking with these artists? That was actually a question that came up to me in one of the last lives. And it's just because, as I said, it's by researching people that your ear's not accustomed listening to all the time, and that puts you in a really, really advantageous position, especially as an announcer, because now when you go out on stage, or if it is that you have to do something that's functional to that artist that a lot of people don't know, you already have the history of that person's music and what that person stands for, the kind of energy they put out, and that puts you at an advantage. That puts you at a real advantage.
But you see, it goes back to you saying, how important is this for you? How important is this craft for you? So
yeah,
for a lot of people who don't know, I mentor, I was a part of a Big Brother program back in St. Vincent.
Right.
And I people can see on my social media as well, I spend a lot of time speaking to kids, teenagers especially. And there's one thing I always tell people is, listen, it doesn't matter what it is you do. I spoke at a career day, and I saw lawyers, doctors, you know what I mean? The top 5, the top 4.
Right.
Like the mentality of if you're not this, you're not successful.
Right.
You're not considered by society as successful. I don't believe in that ever.
Right.
And then you could do whatever it is. If you're selling coconut at the side of the street, you sell the best coconut the best way you can.
For real.
Market it, do something nice, make your coconut a little different, put a little stick on it, whatever.
Yeah.
But it goes back to me saying, so if you know this is your craft, we're gonna go to Crap Over. Even if you don't know them, let me go on YouTube. Let me go and check out what other Bajan songs going on, which Crap Over songs going on. You're gonna go to Trinidad for the first time. We're gonna check out what's trending in Trinidad. And I always say this though, as in the underground artists are as important, as the mainstream artists.
And sometimes, in some cases, more important. In some cases.
because then it shows that one, you're connected to the streets, you're connected to people, and these underground people, they have huge fan base.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna put in the work, you have to put in the work. It's research. Is as soon as you land down in the country, connect whoever you're gonna connect with. Network. Because I met people who asked me, boy, and you yourself, Shomari, could attest to this. We were doing something, and some youths asked me, boy, what it is to travel, boy, what it is to be a DJ, boy, getting the money, the girls, this and that. I'm like, y'all have the wrong idea of what a music is.
Yeah.
Because we get down. I remember that one of the first time we came to Trinidad, we were having a conversation, and John asked you, so what's the economy like in
right?
And you were like, boy, really?
Yeah.
And I was like, so what about the cost of living? How is the development in Trinidad? And you're like, these are weird conversations because we are people though that, like, you know, you touch down and you have to make sure that if you don't want to set yourself apart from anybody else, well, you know, just be ready to just be like everybody else.
And then you also have to understand the mood of the place that you're going to, right? I think that is important. Just to give that example, in 2018, was it? Yeah, 2018, when I did Dominica Carnival for the first time. That was right after the hurricane. So you had an understanding that the mood of the country being a particular way. And that is why questions like what John had asked, which, at that point in time was real shocking to me. But it's important to understand the economy of where you're going, to understand the mood of people, to understand what's on the streets. And that is important to the craft, because you would be surprised at how these pieces of information will impact your performance in total. You will get a much more holistic benefit out of what they're doing.
Because, I mean, and to add back to a question you asked before, how do you stand out as a mic man, as a announcer, mic man, hype man, or wherever? When you go on that stage, you need to connect to the crowd on different levels. I mean, because they're in your audience. You have a wide variety of people in your audience.
Correct.
A variety of people, different stuff, different vibe, and there's so much who wearing clean underwear and who this and that, and I'm like, well, we in 2020, we still saying these things.
Yeah.
Arms smell clean and whatever, hand in any, you know. But you could have a full discussion. We went to Rum. I don't know if you can remember Rum Beckway last year. They were having St. Vincent right now is still in the debate of legalizing marijuana, and you know, we had we started our clip in our set. We had the Prime Minister, and you heard it in the thing.
Yeah.
Lock up somebody for a split. Having a conversation about 420 and marijuana with people who are actually smoking it is a good way to connect.
Yeah, correct.
But it's you saying, how am I going to stand apart? How am I going to be different and confident? I mean, sometimes in your head you might think, this ain't gonna work. But I'm going to do it anyways.
Yeah. And one of the things I think is most interesting about you, and I want to let everybody know as well, that we're going till 8:45 tonight, but at about 10 after 8, we're going to be coming off and going back on, because we want to make sure and save all the information from this live to post it to YouTube after. So if we cut off at 8:10, we'll be back right after. So you can hold your phone in your hand, because we're not going anywhere now.
We're taking a 5-second deal.
We're taking a 5-second commercial break. We'll call it a commercial break, right? One of the things I think is very interesting about you is that you've had the ability to work both in the corporate environment and as an announcer. And I still struggle with that as well, because at the end of the day, you know, I still work, but at the same point in time, I'm still doing shows. I still get to travel on occasion when I can. Talk about how the experience in the corporate world affected your ability to be, I guess, if you want to call it, a better announcer, a better brand of announcer, because you worked so speak about the 2 places that you worked. You don't necessarily have to call the name of places if you don't want to, but you can speak to the 2 places that you worked and how that impacted you, because again, I think it's about a lot of DJs out there that are working. They probably have a job and they're like, boy, I want to forget this and go on and just follow my passion and dream to be a full-time entertainer. But sometimes the life doesn't really pan it out that way, you know? So talk about your experience in the corporate world and juxtapose or to entertainment.
Well, that war was a personal war. That was me saying, boy, maybe I want to do more. I want more experience. So for the I don't mind saying it, I call it in, because by the way, I before the digital thing, Shomari, I used to teach. So I used to be a teacher.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I used to teach Spanish at intermediate high school.
So you were a Spanish teacher first.
Yes.
Then you moved on
into radio.
Right.
I left radio full time and went into part time.
Right.
To work in the marketing side at Digicel SVG.
Right.
Right. So then I was trying to balance corporate life and my nightlife, you know, trying to work at the radio station. Even when I was teaching too, we were doing shows, doing events. So, you know, I had my weekends and my stuff. I was teaching. I had my 9 to 5. And one of the hardest things is having an event Sunday night. They have to be at work at 8 a.m.
8 a.m. Monday morning. Yeah.
I mean, it was good. It was difficult, I must say. But it was me. It was a personal thing for me to say, I want to be a part of this. Because a lot of people said you can't do both. And if I could just bring in Captain John into this, is he's been told a lot of times, you know, even sometimes me personally, we have been like, boy, can John really do both? Can John actually be a doctor and a DJ?
And now a producer.
And now a producer.
Yeah.
But then John was one of the persons then who helped me, who said, I said, nah, he could do it all, I could do it all. We can do it.
Yeah. So for anybody that would be considering leaving that 9 to 5, that 8 to 4, that whatever shift it might be, to follow the dream of being a DJ or announcer, what advice would you give them? Obviously, you can't tell them what to do. It does come down to being a personal decision. But what do you think is the best advice you could give them in that regard?
You got to make sure it's worth it. You got to assess it. You got to assess the pros, the cons. For me personally, because it has, but maybe it was because of the company I was with, because working with Digicel opened me to a different side of the corporate world. It was great with certain things, but it hindered me a lot too.
Right.
Because I was working with a company, you know, who had to work a kind of way, had to be a kind of way. I'm in the music industry and I mix with every single brand. And being a part of a certain brand, you cannot mix with other brands.
Correct.
So that was difficult for me. There were times where I could not be on stage shows with John because they were sponsored by the company.
The other company, right? Yeah.
John literally had to go and rock by himself, and I mean, it affected me for me to say, boy, is this worth it?
Right.
And of course, me personally, now this is a Charles Viria, a Colombian thing. This is right. Me personally, I decided sitting down in an office for maybe 8 hours, 10 hours a day, being told what to do, when to go to lunch, when not to go to lunch, maybe isn't for me.
Yeah.
So I decided I'm going to go out there and go all in.
Yeah.
I cannot lose. I cannot fail. I understand. I got married. I think that was the same time I was making huge decisions in my life, getting married and blah, 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 and stuff like that. So it was me making some huge decisions. And I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to fail, I'm going to fail. At the end of the day, nobody can say, boy, you know, if I did do this or if that, or whatever. Nah, I just went in. I just went in.
Yeah. Colombian The Voice. No sticking, straight into it. Colombian. Yeah. The people want to know, why is it that having such influential people in soca around here, Skinny Fabulous, Kubiashi, etc., and actually releasing music of your own, why is it that Colombian is not a soca artist? Just so before you answer that question, how many recorded songs does Colombian have under his soca repertoire?
About 4 or 5. 4.
4.
Yeah.
All right, hold on to that, right? Hold on to that, because I want to make sure and get to some of the questions. And remember, you guys can ask questions in the comments to Colombian. We'll try to get to them. I don't want to miss out any questions. Stoops_101 wants to know, how do you feel when you started to mic for the first time?
No, it was good. You see, it can become an addictive feeling. It can become an addictive feeling, you know?
Right.
It can. I mean, come on, you out there, lights, the vibe, the energy, especially. I think one of the most addictive thing of it is when the crowd feeling it. When the crowd is hype and you hype, and both of you could share that energy on stage. Oh man, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it.
On the flip side, I will say that it is a real ego shot when the crowd not feeling you. And that's why I've made this comment to Selector Kerry. You and I have had this conversation before. All DJs, you need to have a story to tell when you go on stage. And a story is based on the music that you play, how you present your music as an announcer, how your diction is, how you present yourself to the crowd and connecting with people. And that I think is...
Or make sure you have that one go-to song.
Right, or make sure you have a go-to song. Make sure you have a go-to song that when you know you play it, everybody go and get crazy. Like you say, boy, I remember when Colombian and John play so-and-so, so-and-so. So make sure you have it. Yes, sir? Make sure you have a go-to song. But as you were saying,
I'm not gonna expose which one is my song.
Alright.
just know it's a Dexter Dance.
Alright, okay, right, fine, good. Now, back to the question at hand. Yeah. How many songs does Colombian have recorded as soca tracks? You're very lucky my laptop over on the other side of the room because I done pull it up already. But how many songs do you have?
Listen. It was an experiment. No, it was me. Okay, so Kobe Ajir, you know, he had his studio close to mine. My home, close to my home. We lived very close. And when I was around and whatever, seeing him work with all these different artists and produce these things, I was intrigued as hell. I was like, wow, it's amazing. It's amazing how people come up with these things, you know?
Right.
One of the person who I love to always see perform, write and record, and that is a lot of people know Daniel Vera.
Right.
Now Daniel Vera is an amazing vocalist out of St. Vincent and again. She's powerful. Her pipes. People like Zola, oh man.
Right.
People like Problem. Seeing them in the studio do that creative, and we know Problem Child is an amazing writer.
Right.
So seeing him doing these things, I was like, boy, I could do that.
Yeah.
So you're in there, you know, vibe. He left a rhythm playing. I touched the rhythm. I go on the rhythm, and it went like that. And then the official rhythm that I'm on is called the Born Bad Rhythm.
The Born Bad Rhythm. Oh.
The Born Bad Rhythm is Skinny Fabulous, Problem Child.
Heavy hitters on your rhythm too. They start off with Skinny already. Right.
Skinny, Problem, Fire Empress, James P, Luther, and myself. And my song was written by Problem Child and the rhythm.
Wow.
And so Born, that was my official one. It had a good airplay, had a good vibe.
You did any live performances?
Yes, I went into Soca Monarch with it.
You went to Soca Monarch with that song?
I went into Soca Monarch.
As in the raga part, or was it a power song or a raga song?
No, it was raga. At that time, it was separated between raga and power. So I participated in group Soca Monarch. Raga Soca Monarch.
Well, yeah. So if anybody that doesn't know, the Raga Soca Monarch in St. Vincent is equitable to the Groovy Soca Monarch, right? That's correct, right? I seen Rico, aka VIP, picks wants to know what about Ben Over, girl, Ben Over. You see, this is why you cannot lie on this live, because there will be people that will make you out. So whatever happened to Ben Over, girl, Ben Over?
No, I see. You asked me how many songs I have, and I said 4. That song is one of the 4.
That is one of the 4. So what do you think was the catalyst for change that was like, probably I don't want to be into soca? Because we do see a lot of announcers going into singing. I had 5-Star Akil in conversation last week, and we were talking about that. So what for you was like, you know, I don't think I want to go this direction?
I'm not sure, you know. I'm not sure. I did it for fun. To me, it wasn't. Well, to be honest, I can't say. The music industry, and you know, Colombian has always been a person who speaks. I speak my mind, but I speak my mind in a calculated way.
Correct.
The music industry is amazing. The music industry has its perks. It has its great, but the music industry as well is dark.
Yeah.
It has its darkness, and I saw what it did to people. I saw what, like, competition-wise, I saw really good friends. I saw really close people in the music industry hating each other and I'm talking about artist-wise.
Yeah.
I just saw some vibe in it, and I said, boy, I saw some things behind the scenes, especially like going to certain events. I saw some stuff behind the scenes. I say, you know what? I don't think I want to open up myself to that energy.
You know, as I said, opening up yourself to energy, I want to ask you a question which I saw, which really stems from a tweet that you put out a couple of weeks ago. I think you were still in St. Vincent at the point in time. And there's a question I posed as well to Hans, and also I posed it to Barry Hype in our conversations last week, right? Mm-hmm. And that was, why do you think there aren't many female announcers, DJ, or hype men out there? Now, there are a lot of female DJs, and we keep seeing them coming up, especially in the Caribbean, because internationally, if you go on YouTube, you go on Instagram, or any social media platform, you can find 1 million female DJs. But why do you think that there are not more female announcers or female hype men or hype women, let me put it like that, or female people who will go on a stage with a DJ and rock a crowd like the Patrick Anthony's or the Colombians or whatever? Why do you think that there aren't more females involved in it?
I would answer it in a two-part. One, the system itself. We don't have a system that is encouraging entertainment from an early age.
Right.
And so that is for both male and female, but females especially. Especially in the Caribbean, it's, you know, recently the world is talking about coffee.
Right.
Coffee's a team. Like, for people who don't know, she's a team. Win a Grammy or whatever. And I listened to an interview with Coffee the other day, and that is one of the reasons why I made the tweet. Coffee was saying how her parents, her family, had her really, you know, she's a girl. She shouldn't be listening to this kind of music. She shouldn't be acting this kind of way. She shouldn't be moving around this kind of crowd. You understand? That is it's a system thing. It's a family thing. It's where we have it to say, okay, maybe it's not ladylike for a girl to take up a mic and go out on stage and rock a crowd and to be a DJ. And so we have some of the best female DJs in the Caribbean. And so we have some of the baddest. Trinidad have some amazing ones as well. You know, DJ Anna, DJ Charlotte. The same. It is a system thing as well, that we don't have enough females DJs. And I'm talking about St. Vincent right now. In St. Vincent, I wish there were more female announcers. On the radio station, we are not hearing female announcers. I'm not hearing female radio personality. Female DJs. St. Vincent, I mean, I sure they have people doing it in the hobby, people doing it privately, but there's none who step forward.
Yeah.
And maybe we ourselves, we the other people in the music industry, not doing our part to make sure to help them or speak to them. And when I went to the career, though, the career day, I spoke at a secondary school, convent, St. Joseph Convent in Kingstown. And I was explaining all of that to them. I was saying, listen, yes, you can be an architect. Yes, you can be a lawyer. You can be all these things, but there's so much different things you can do in this world. And as a female, you should not be limited. Female should not be limited. So, oh, you're a girl, you should only stick in this role. You should only do this. You should only do that. And this is a mentality that we ourselves need to change and help change it. If we don't change it, then...
But do you think that it's because in the Caribbean, we still have a stigma that kind of looks at creative industries as good as, because like you were talking a while ago when you went into career there, and there was the doctors and the lawyers and whatever, and you come in there as Colombian, the announcer, right? So is it that you think that in the Caribbean we still don't look at creative industries with a particular level of professionalism that we compare other professions to?
Of course. Before I continue, Shomari, let me just big up two persons, please. Big up. I got a shout out to Robert Charles. That's my father. Big up to my pops one time.
Wow. Yo, that's great. That's great.
And of course, big up my Linky from long time. Shout out to Jamisha. Jamisha, right. That's my good
yes, Jamisha. I see you as well, too. Good night. Good night. Great, great.
Did you sell temperature 2021?
I buy two. Yes, everybody from St. Vincent, we will be with digital temperature in 2021, right? Next year. Next year.
What was the main thing? What was the thing you
about about the stigmatism to creative.
There is because listen, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is that you look at that industry and there's a stigma towards it. I'm not gonna lie. Some people do add to the stigma. Yeah, it's realistically. Some people do add. Yeah, man. Some people do add to the stigma that the music industry is this, and DJs are that, artists are this, females are not a specific way. But it has to do. I mean, I would not. Let me move away from us a little bit, and let me speak to parents. Parents themselves too. Like parents can help guide their children. Like a child should not be telling. Sorry, a father or a mother. A father or mother should not be telling their child, if you're not a doctor, or if you're not an accountant, if you're not a banker, if you're not a this, you're not important in life. You're not gonna be successful.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I would never say that. I would never believe that. But there is a stigma. Yeah, there's a stigma. Sometimes we add to it too. I mean, where we have we call it the bad eggs.
Yeah, unfortunately. As I say about the stigma, and that actually is a good way to connect the next question I want to ask you. In the chat a little while ago, somebody asked, what is going to be your platform now? Now, again, you were very influential in the entertainment scene in St. Vincent, right? And I think, well, on a personal level, you and I had the discussion about you leaving St. Vincent for a while before you left, right?
Yeah, man.
So it would have taken a lot of people by surprise when you did pick up and leave St. Vincent, right?
Yeah.
So actually, it's two things I really want to ask you. Well, three. Let me say it's three things I want to ask you. One, and obviously we won't get into the personal reasons of why, but how challenging was it for you to leave that part of entertainment to migrate now to Canada? And I ask that question because, again, we have a lot of young DJs who will be looking on, and they probably are in a position of making a big decision, right, of whether I should leave the comfort zone that I have to go to something else. And one of the things that we really try to encourage here is by using our collective experiences to kind of help people in the decisions that they had to make, right? So, I mean, as I said, you don't have to get into details of why, but how challenging was it for you to leave? And obviously, what to you made the difference in the decision? Two, you could speak about some of the work that you were doing, especially with younger people and mentorship, how important mentorship was for you before you left, and what is going to be your platform now to reach those young people that you have been connecting with before you left St. Vincent?
No, well, definitely I would say that was the hardest part of me. The hardest part leaving. That definitely was the hardest part. Knowing that I've built a bond with these children, with these kids that I've been working with for a couple of years, that was hard. That was definitely a difficult thing. For those who didn't know, I worked. Well, not work. I don't want to say work. I volunteered. I had a Big Brother program at the Boys Liberty Lodge in St. Vincent. I spoke with kids who came from broken homes, abandoned homes. So I ran a whole program with that alongside with my very, very, very good friend, Gary Bino, who's an artist as well, back home, rapper.
Right.
GB. So we did that. And I did that because, listen, I came from nothing. I'm not going to ever stop saying that. I came from nothing. I had nothing. And everything that I have in my life now, I've worked tirelessly for it. I've put in everything. So what helped me move? Me. And you asked how challenging it was. Now I'm going to be very, very honest here. Me, Colombian, it wasn't that difficult because I believe in chapters. I believe in life is that you have to evolve in life, whether you like it or not.
Right.
You cannot stay in your comfort zone. Ever. Your comfort zone, yes, it's comfortable, but there's no room for development.
Correct.
Understand? One of the persons, I know, I see John joined there. John, big up yourself.
And Mikey Singh, so big up Mikey Singh as well too.
And very good. So Mikey Singh and Captain John, those two persons can
great example of chapters.
Great example of chapters. And so when I spoke to, I have a group of friends. I said, guys, and John was one of the first persons I spoke to. I said, bro, I'm moving to Canada. And people was like, boy, you're sure? No.
Right. Yeah.
No, I'm not sure. No, I don't know what's gonna happen. But I just couldn't stay at my level. That's not life.
Yeah.
Because the way I look at it, life is crazy as hell. I was born in South America, in Colombia. I grew up in Colombia and I moved to the Caribbean. Never thought I would have moved to the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Never thought I would have been performing in front of audiences, and I never thought I would have been on radio interviewing some of the world's most greatest artists. I never thought I would have traveled the Caribbean. Imagine I got to travel, entertain people, do something I love, and get paid for it.
Yeah.
It's, by the way, it doesn't sound like that's easy and that's sweet, but I looked at it as like, you know what? If I move, and I had this conversation with my wife, we made this decision together. We said, listen, in St. Vincent, I am so grateful for everything that has happened in St. Vincent. Like I said, I'm forever linked to 784.
Right.
People, and everywhere I go, and people ask me, but aren't you born Colombian and John is a born Jamaican? I say, yeah, but you are rep St. Vincent. Yes, because St. Vincent made us.
Yeah.
St. Vincent made us. St. Vincent made me. St. Vincent built the brand Colombian.
Yeah.
The Colombian The Voice. St. Vincent made me. So the decision in moving, it was difficult, but I did it because you have to evolve or you evaporate.
Yeah. So what do you think is going to be your platform now to be able to still connect with those young people that you are mentoring? Because, again, which is one of the major parts of groove theory is mentorship. Me personally, as Redymix DMT, I believe in mentorship as well too, because as I always tell people, you never know who you're inspiring, and you never know from the experience that you have how that's going to help somebody develop in their lives. And I always tell people about this young DJ guy who came up to me the other day and said, he messaged me actually on Instagram, and I was like, yo, I listen to you a lot, and you're one of the people that I really wanted. He inspired me to get into music now. And that really, really connected me because, again, sometimes you feel like what you're doing is not making an impact. But then you have young people looking at what you're doing and being like, yo, at the same point in time, look at these people that you're inspiring. Look at these young people that you're actually motivating to be better.
Yeah, so, I'm sorry to cut you off. I just say it's not easy. You know? I don't want anybody to think and say, oh, these decisions are nice. Oh, boy, I see I saw you in here, I saw you there, I saw you whatever. And I must say, in the beginning of our career, in my career, there's a lot of sacrifices, and there's a lot of sacrifices, family sacrifices. I sacrificed because there were times I didn't have to leave I had to leave my job. Yeah. And so I remember leaving my job, doing a gig, and then going right back to my job. Yeah. And so the sacrifices that you have to, but if you're not willing to say, boy, I'm going to sacrifice everything, I'm going to go all in, yeah, then if you're going to half-ass it, don't do nothing. Stay where you are in life. So as I said, just for the people that are tuned in right now, because again, if a younger DJ makes a decision to move on to somewhere and now wants to know how he's going to connect to the things that he did before, what is going to be your platform now to connect with those young people? Have you figured out that platform as yet, or you're still in the process? Still in the process of working it out, still making sure everything's good. But I do have people who are going to continue the program. My charity as well, and I've teamed up with some really good friends, people like Janine, Dabrio, Al, my good friends, and we do this charity every Christmas where we provide food and everything. Like, everything that I've been doing in St. Vincent will continue, by me, by my friends, by my family. Everything will continue, and of course, open up the borders. I want to fly home. Well, that will happen soon. I think we have to get over this current hurdle.
as I say, flattening the curve a little bit, and then we can be able to look at that. Before I go on to my final question, I want to ask you, I see in Tips 101 is asking, where is the best spot to practice to mic? Now, I'll refine that question. I guess he wants to know where's the spot that you could practice your announcing skills best. Is there anything that exists like that in St. Vincent? And if something like that does not exist, what would you advise any young announcer or mic man, or so to speak, could they do as a strategy to practice to get better at the craft?
Try network and try connect yourself to somebody who's in the industry.
Right.
Being eager and going around them all the time can work. You know, you learn from people. If you're in your own private, like, believe it or not, I do myself, like in my own private space, sometimes, yeah, you get that approach. Work on your voice and be disciplined. For anybody who wanna take voice work or voice anything seriously, like I said, you have to be disciplined. Like I've decided, personally not to have, you gotta be disciplined with certain things, not drinking alcohol and not drinking some cold stuff, and, practice your exercise and stuff with your vocally. And one of the things that I've done though, when I was in St. Vincent as an announcer, I used to listen to other radio stations like Slam in Trinidad, like 96.
Yeah.
Zip FM in Jamaica. I listen other radio announcers and personalities from around the world, and I studied their craft, how they did it, how they did interviews, how they move, how they act. Go on YouTube and just look up a radio station. One of the best things, like the morning show in New York, Charlamagne the God.
Charlamagne the God, yeah, right.
People sway, when Sway does his interview. You're not gonna, and I keep saying, I don't copy nobody. I take a little piece from everybody, and I form my own formula, me.
Yeah, and that's a good lesson to young announcers, that you can utilize the information around there to be able to develop your own personality. As I say, you're not copying anybody, you're just being you. But at the same point in time, we are all sponges of information. We take information from different places.
Of course.
That's how we come up with our personalities. That's how we come up with the information we use on stage. And even to go to that question, the best spot to practice the mic sometimes is in your own home. Because there are times when even I will be home here and I will come up with routines and stuff that I want to do. And you are in the comfort of your own home, so you can do that practice in your own space, and nobody has to be like, well, it's your house, is your room. So one piece of advice I would like to also give to people as well, what I used to do in the early part, I actually used to write down some of the things I wanted to say on the mic, because it would help me, at least when I go out on stage, to be able to have a prepared presentation, not per event, but just so that I could have a guideline in my mind of what it is I want to say. I also want to get to my last question quick, but I'm going to get to the question here from Selector Vibes Kid. Who is your biggest influence? As
on a whole, or?
Sorry.
Remember earlier I had mentioned when I just started the music industry, one of the greatest persons to help me in radio, in voice, in diction, in pronunciation, and Scratch Master was one of the
Scratch Master. Yeah.
So in terms of MCing, like the way to handle a crowd and to MC and to Scratch was always one of the Walshy Fire, mad.
Yeah.
And I'm talking Walshy Fire from it's Black Chinese, boy. Yeah.
Walshy Fire, Major Lazer.
Well, no, because before that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, man, crazy. But I'll say it though, like anybody, like I saw a couple. I got big ups. Is it Stoops or Sweeps? 101.
Streeps. Answer Justin. No, you cannot get my Thanos gauntlets. This is your official Thanos gauntlet here. You can't get. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. You can't get my Thanos gauntlet, man. No, man.
Of course, Patrick, hype man, Patrick. The word.
Correct. Correct.
But at the end, and at the end of the day, I looked at these guys like, yeah, boy, trust me, these guys. Amazing, and I'm gonna just mark my own way. I'm gonna do it my way.
Yeah. Now, I want to get into this question quickly because we don't have much time again. And this to me is the most important question for tonight. You're kind of dark right now, so I want to see any light because I want people to see. I want people to see your face. I want people to see your face properly when we have this discussion, right? So it has been thought by many a person, many a female, that DJs and announcers and people in entertainment are always, what's the best way to put it? I don't want to put it in a bad way. Here, we are, as we say in Trinidad, we are bad things, right?
Dirtiness.
So, dirtiness. We always have a set of girl. We have one girl for Monday, 2 for Tuesday, 1 for Thursday, 6 for Friday, and you have 1 to carry the party on Saturday. So that is the argument, right? So you're always saying that they just have a set of woman, right?
Yeah.
Now, the question I really want to ask is this. It's 2 parts to the question. One, why do you think that perception exists? Now, hold on. Before I answer that, I want people to understand something. We all understand at the end of the day that there are DJ guys out there that probably may have 1 or 2. But the argument I made to somebody the other day is that I think... No, hold on.
No,
I think...
Look somebody in the live say, all you see?
Yeah, no, I think this is a human thing, right? It's a human thing because somewhere in some distant part of the Caribbean at this point in time with COVID-19 and lockdown, as I like to say, it has some girl button she man somewhere outside there, right?
Wait a minute.
Right? Truth or false? The man say with a DJ will go on. I'm trying to be balancing my argument here, man. So
DJ,
because you are the committed guy, and you see, Mikey, don't let me start in here, Mikey. I do not want to start in there because if I start on Mikey, I will carry live off time, and we are limited time here. So to you, right, to all the young DJs that listen, all the young fellas are listening right now, because I say you are the best one to go and probably bring this point home. Do you think, Colombian, that it is necessary for a successful DJ to have more than 1, 2, 3, or 5 females? But let me go back to just saying only 1, because let me be real and be correct. Do you think it's important to have more than 1 girlfriend or 1 person in your life as a DJ? Why you think, let me be devil's advocate. Why does you think all them DJ fellas have so much woman? Colombia.
Because they fall in love easy, man. They fall in love too easy and too fast.
Come on, man. Come on.
No, I mean, listen, like I said, it comes down to a discipline thing. Because I know personally, I know some personal DJs, entertainers, I know some of them. But they're well disciplined, let's behave themselves. I know some well DJs, I tell you. However,
you see, Vibes Kid said good answer.
I mean, you see, but yeah, you had asked me earlier, how does it work? You see, with me, it works with me knowing the balance. Knowing the balance and knowing the boundary. Understand? So I know when I go on stage or when I go out socially, who Colombian is as an entertainer, when on stage or whatever. When I come off stage, that's done. That completely off, and I'm back Charles to my wife.
I see somebody saying, I like how the both of you are behaving yours.
I tell you.
Mikey saying, hold my grounds 1 woman at a time. Mikey, as I said, I don't want to put you up on Instagram live with that. That is a debatable topic. That's really a debatable topic. But as I said before, so did you personally think it was challenging to get married? No, because again, let me set the stage properly. You are Colombian, eh? You are the Colombian from St. Vincent, the voice of Team Energy Overload, one of the top announcers on Hot 97, the number 1 station in the country, right? Everybody knew you at that point in time. You still was, you had now left Digicel. I think you were still with Digicel. So you have all this recognition, and boom, you went and dropped one of them. Yeah, Colombian is getting married.
Yeah.
Was it challenging for you to make that decision? Did you think it would have affected your career negatively? Because there are some people in entertainment that believe that. They believe that if they give themselves to this one girl who stick by them or whatnot, and don't give the impression that we had to be all day with 10, you know?
I'll be honest. When I had announced that I got engaged, and I put it out on social media, I get real and followers.
You serious? You serious?
I tell you, I get real people and follow me. I was like, what the ass?
Weird.
Yes, but it was not challenging for me because it was what I wanted.
Wow.
Once again, chapters. It was what I wanted. You know what I mean? As a young person, I mean, in college, you had your time, you do your thing. Growing up, you do your thing as a teen, you're growing up, and then man, you just get to a point in your life where you can no longer play games anymore. You got serious up. So I just got to that point in my life where I was like, yeah. And then of course, it takes the right person to it, because anybody could see like, you know, I can get married, let me get married. But it takes the right person to it. It takes the right person, because some men could be with 10 women, and the 11th woman is the one they be like, shit boy, that's the one I want to spend the rest of my life with. You understand? Or you could be with 2 women, and the second woman you'll be like, boy.
Yeah, you say the first one, you can be on the second one, you say.
And the second one you'll be like, you know what? I don't think I need to try again, you know?
Yeah, I see Selector Vibes kid, like he laughing at the fact that you got plenty of followers when you announced that you was engaged. But
Yeah,
I like to also equate that to, you know, it's about a girl. I might have a girl on Instagram you're following that real hot, like all the pictures that she put up is the best. And then one day on a Monday morning, she drop her man crush Monday and said, die she man and whatever. It's level on follow. That is it. So it's level on follow. Pass it after that. So every fella inside, you know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about, you will send 5 emojis. They know what I'm talking about.
Or even better, like you would like all the pictures of her alone, but any picture of she and G-Man, you don't like it.
And you got stoops. You got stoops like, way boy. You see, like John and all laughing. Yeah, it's the truth, it's the truth, it's the truth. Yeah. You know, all the time. So for you, what do you think is the key to having a successful relationship? Because you're married, and you know, this is where I'm going to boast a little bit. I was fortunate enough to be specially invited to the wedding of Colombian and his wife, right? It was a fantastic wedding, one of the best weddings I've ever been to. You know, I was really really proud to come out and speak and even just play at the wedding, you know, and just to see again, this is going from Colombian now to another phase of your life. What do you think is some of the most important things to have if you're an entertainer and you're in a relationship? And I really wanted you to address this again, because we have plenty younger DJs, younger announcers who probably in a relationship and feel, you know, that they probably should be out there more. What would you say to us?
It comes down to you. It comes down to you and your partner knowing what y'all want. Because at the end of the day, I know a lot of people say, like, I remember I spoke to a guy one time and he told me he had a girl and he's trying to tell the girl she met him like that, so he's not going to change. All right, no problem.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it comes down to what you want. You understand? It's what you want, is how you want your life to set up.
Yeah.
So you have to know the respect that you have for your woman and the respect that you have for your relationship. Because if there's one thing I said, and I will say this boastfully, when I was, like, ask John, Captain John right there, before I was married, as a mic man, I used to flirt more, a lot. And it wasn't no serious thing. It was just a part of me. Like, I in the public, I talk and I go into the crowd and that would be Colombian, just flirting with people.
Right.
After I got married, I changed it out of respect, because I'm not going to be walking through the fit or walking into a fit and I have my wife standing next to me and I'm going to be flirting with other women. That's not respectful to my wife. So I changed it personally out of respect for the woman who's standing next to me. Because, and this is not a corny thing or it's not a whatever thing, it's me. The things that I've sacrificed or the things that I've been through or the thing that woman, Michelle, that woman, my wife, has helped me in building and becoming who I am. So so she have sacrificed a lot for me, and I would sacrifice everything for her. That's it. So it's just you knowing, am I gonna bullshit this? Am I gonna see us for this? And there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong in a man who says, at this moment, I do not want to settle down. I don't want to get married yet. There's nothing wrong with that.
Correct.
You understand?
Correct.
It's not, I don't want to get married. I want to live my life. I want to do my thing. I want to, enjoy life. Yeah, do that. No problem. But if you make the decision, to settle down, to change your life, to say, you know what? I want to spend my life with one person. Just know you have to cut out some bullshit. That's it.
Yeah. I it's very interesting you raise that point, because there are people who are in transitional phases of their life, changing careers, just changing personalities. Because as you said, everything has chapters. Even your personality is a chapter. So the truth and fact is that the person that you would have been at 19, you won't be that person at 29. And sometimes you might meet somebody that might suit who you want to be as a person, but you're just not ready for that as yet. And you have to be honest to yourself. And not just honest to yourself for you, but you have to be honest to yourself for that person. So you have to be like, yo, I really want to, but I know I am not ready. And that is an honesty that you have to have, because as we in the Caribbean like to say, do so, don't like so. Right? True. So if it is that you, the position was flipped, and this is the girl that you want to be with, but she not seeming sure, then you would want her to come out and say, yo, I really XYZ, but I might not be ready right now, and it's really up to that person to decide if they're going to wait, or if they're going to move on, or they're going to actually do something else. But at the same point in time, honesty is the most important part. It might sound like there's a pie in the sky, but it's the truth. I mean, it's the ideal, but even if you have to be honest to yourself of who you are as an individual.
Yeah, of course. It boils down to you. It boils down to you just picking which path you want to take. That's it.
Yeah. I think that's a key thing that everybody in the chat would appreciate tonight, in terms of hearing, just being honest with yourself. It's not going to be perfect. I'm sure in your situation you could say it's not perfect, but at the same point in time, it's really a matter of trying to know yourself better and understand your partner. I want to get to Vibes' question quickly, because we want to wrap up just now. He said, with the pandemic now, so many DJs taking up the task of miking, do you think it will be hard for young announcers to follow their career as an announcer, because real DJs are MCing right now?
Yeah, man, somewhat. But once again, it comes down to you saying, listen, how am I gonna stand out? You understand? I was miking, because before Colombian The Voice, it was just Colombian. It comes down to you taking your stuff professional. I said, you know what? I'm known for my voice. This is what I'm known for. I'm known for my voice. You gotta look for that. You gotta look for that. What is that niche? What is that extra ingredient that makes you different? Mine was miking in standard English.
I like that. Miking in standard English.
That was it. You know, instead of me running out and be like, yo, what people, everything nice, I could actually roll out on stage and just calmly to what you could and be like, yo, how are you guys feeling tonight? Everything good? And you understand? It was just, and I did that purposely. I marketed myself. I focused on Colombian The Voice. I got my logo ready. I got my photography ready. I got my video shoot, everything. Surround yourself with a good team. We're ready to go in, because the same DJs who's announcing, who's miking, he might be doing his thing. But for young people coming up, you have to know how you stand out, what's going to make you stand out, and just put in that work to be like, you know what? I have to find what's different, because we know that there's a million mic man out there. There's a million DJs out there. There's a million art designers. There's so much. You just have to find out what makes you different. And the only thing that this is for me to wrap up. I always say this. I know there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other Colombian The Voice coming up after me, or right now there's a couple other people to say, boy, I want that spot. I have no problem with you coming for that spot. The biggest thing is I'm not going to make it easy for you to get that spot.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's just me. That's just me knowing I have to be professional because this is how I live, this is how I eat. So I'm gonna go all in for it. So you have to just go all in, and young upcoming people just go all in. And I got a big up Selector Vibes Kid too. Selector Vibes Kid is, trust me, I've seen it. I've been watching his movement for quite a while. Mad talented, crazy vibes.
Yeah, I'm actually glad that we got some of the younger DJs, especially involved in the chat tonight. And we got to take some questions. Charles, I really want to thank you for your time, brother. Again, as I said, I feel very honored that since you left St. Vincent, this is the first time now that people have gotten a chance to see you on camera in a one-on-one conversation.
Yes,
you know, and for anybody from St. Vincent that probably don't know, even if it is that you are in Toronto, Colombia, you go to Japan, wherever you're still repping 784, which is also the most important thing. I think that goes for both of us because everybody in Trinidad has been saying that, you know, Shomari, Trini, but already Vincentian. So we both, all of us, even though we're not born in St. Vincent, we still rep for the island because we understand how much St. Vincent has impacted our development as entertainers. You understand? And that's what I read. So
of course.
Just like how you are thankful, I am thankful as well too.
And final thing, let me just say this though, for every upcoming DJ, every upcoming announcer, mic, radio, whichever you want to get into, it is not gonna be easy.
It is not.
People not gonna like what you're doing. It doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong, eh? Your brand, your mixes, your style, your way of DJing, a lot of people gonna be like, nah. You know what I mean? People not gonna like it, but that don't mean you have to switch. You stick to you. You do you.
Yeah. And if it is that you feel that you're not doing it to the best, it's up to you to figure out how to do it better.
Every year, iPhone and Samsung come out with a new phone. So every year you need to just be a better version of you.
Correct. Great point. That's a great point. That's a great point to leave it at. Well, brother, thank you so much for your time. Wanna big up Michelle got Monroe Villarreal. Big up wifey every time. I have to pass you wifey to get to this interview, but that's a different story. That's a different story. But nonetheless, thank you very much for your time, brother. I really appreciate you. You know, I touch base with you ever so often to make sure you're okay. You and your wife and your family stay safe, and we'll see you again soon. All right, buddy?
Big up to the world, man. Thank you to you. Much love and respect for having me on. Anybody can show up me anytime. Colombian The Voice. Hit me up on my social media anytime. Just hit me up. You can reach out to me anytime.
Yeah, man. Cool. That's up, brother.
Easy.
Yep.